Good morning and welcome into the Cowboys Report morning at home edition. As you guys, I'm sure, can tell the difference by now. Once again, I am Tom Downey. As always, let's get into the latest on Jason Peters. The report from early this morning from Ian Rapoport was that the Cowboys and Peters have mutual interest. They're making progress on a deal. No guarantee it gets done. Could be done by Monday, which isn't all that new of information. Obviously, Jason Peters was at the Star in Frisco for his visit on Friday. Sounds like things went pretty well. Sounds like the Cowboys were impressed with the physical conditioning Peters was in. Think he and the staff got along pretty well. The medical, I believe, checked out as well. So now they're in the contract negotiation stage. Seems like Monday's the general timeline to keep an eye out for the official part of the deal. I'll explain why here in a little bit, but the Cowboys, of course, have the Bucs Week 1 on Sunday. If and when Peter signs, I would not anticipate him playing in that game, or at least starting in that game. It is an at-home video, by the way, so guarantee you're going to get Baby Olivia later on. She's trying to climb up right next to me as we speak. Peters is 40 years old. He is an older offensive lineman, but he did play fairly well last year for the Bears. Frankly, it wasn't the same Peters that I know Eagles fans remember at the end of his particular career. As for why let's get to that, the Monday side of why that could be impactful there. League office does not open back up till Monday, so you can't officially do the deal until then, although that doesn't stop you from doing a deal. You can still find a way to agree to terms if you want to before then. It would require another contract move. We'll break that down later on in today's video. We'll break down how and what I think the Cowboys will do with Peters when it comes to the impact, the role he would have on this Cowboys roster, what I think he still brings to the team. But first, our first question of the day for you guys watching at home. Do you want the Cowboys to sign Jason Peters? Type in Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Y for yes, N for no if you want to sign Jason Peters. We mentioned how the physical went pretty well. Let's talk about the money. Because that's always an issue for Catboy, hypothetically. He made $1.75 million last year with the Chicago Bears. Not that much for a guy that wanted to still be around the NFL. The difference here, I think, is that Peters, despite being a year older, and I think having maybe one more year left in the tank, he's got a little bit more leverage than what he did last year. Bears were desperate, too, to find offensive line help because they were decimated by injuries. Yes, thank you, Olivia. But the Cowboys are decimated by injuries, and Peters played better last year for the Bears than he did in his previous couple seasons, really, for the Philadelphia Eagles. Near the end of his career, they tried to make him into a guard, and it just didn't work. I do want to mention this part again. It is a lot tougher than I think people realize to move from tackle to guard. I mean, left tackle, right tackle is a tough switch. Left tackle, right guard is a brutal switch. But even left tackle, left guard is very difficult to do. And Peters, at his advanced age, it just didn't work all that well. I think he's definitely better at left tackle than he is at any of the guard positions, or even at right tackle. So I do think if you sign him, it's okay. You want to come here for a second? Hold on, let me go through this part. Come here, yeah. Baby Olivia's she doesn't feel great. She's a little sick. I do think he's better at left tackle than he is anywhere else. So in the event you do sign Peters, kind of think he's maybe just your backup left tackle and or your starter if things don't go well for Tyler Smith. I don't want to play him on the right side. Don't touch the screen, come on. I don't want to play him on the right side. I don't trust him as much from that perspective. So this is a great time. Oh, you got a little runny nose again. Come here. Baby Olivia has not been feeling good. She got a little bit of a cold. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. Yeah, make sure they subscribe, Olivia. Free videos every single day. Help me feed this little one and keep her healthy and everything. So hit that big red button and subscribe. As for the money side of it, Dwayne Brown got a lot of money in his deal with the New York Jets. I don't think it's going to be nearly that expensive for the Cowboys because I think this is going to be a one-year deal for Peters. It's not going to be a multi-year. option where he could hang out and get paid beyond that. So, okay, Olivia started crying, so we had to edit around that a little bit there. Back to the money for Jason Peters. Bears last year, $1.75 million. I don't think he's going to be that expensive. You know, the Dwayne Brown contract was a lot for the Jets. I don't think nor want the Cowboys to pay Peters that much money. I think if you're getting beyond the $4 million price tag with or without incentives, it's a little bit on the high end for me. I think the Cowboys can find a way to keep that number lower. There were some public comments made by Peters looking for one more year regardless of the money. I'm sure he wants a little bit of money. I'm sure he wants a little bit guaranteed. I understand all of that. I just also don't feel the need to break the bank for that player. But I also know this. There are not many viable options out there. You do not find good, or let alone passable in most cases, offensive linemen in September. So with that in mind, what is the most you would pay Jason Peters on a 1-year deal? Sound off for me right now in the comments section. Final thoughts here on the role and then another roster move that would be needed. I still think week 1 it's going to be Tyler Smith at left tackle, McGovern at left guard, Biotish at center, Martin at right guard, and then Terrence Steele over at right tackle. Even if you signed Peters on Monday, I don't know if he'd be active for game day. There would probably need to be a little bit of a ramp-up stage, get him acclimated to, there's a difference between you're in great physical shape to you're in football shape. There is a difference there, and it does take a little bit of time to fully get up to that level. I am also on board with signing Jason Peters, even if it is $4 million, because I don't trust Josh Ball or Matt Letzko right now. Ball, I think, is better on the right side. I do not like him on the left. I think he has struggled. We've seen 3 preseason games, missed all last year. I know he's basically a rookie, but I don't trust him on the left side. Right side, I thought he was better. I think Matt Letzko's got really good upside long term. He's a great athlete. I liked what I saw on film at North Dakota. Like, there's talent there. He also is dealing with a shoulder injury. He's not quite 100%. He's also a 5th-round rookie. And that's my problem when it comes down to it. Your offensive tackles right now on your roster are Terrence Steele, former UDFA, great step forward last year, needs another one this year. 1st-round rookie Tyler Smith, who I still, by the way, think had Tyron been healthy, I still think Tyler Smith is your week 1 starter at left guard. I know what Mike McCarthy said. I think he was playing fast and loose with the at this moment, because at that moment, Tyler Smith was hurt, didn't have the left guard spot because he was injured. So I still think it would have been your week 1 starter at left guard, but he's also a rookie who's going to make mistakes on the left side, and that's okay. It's part of the growing pains and the process of a raw but highly talented, gifted upside draft pick in the 1st round. Then you've got basically a 4th-round rookie in Josh Ball and a 5th-round rookie in Matt Letzko. It doesn't really appeal to me all that much in terms of reliable depth. So I'm going to get down to some of the options here in a second, but first, you do have to make room for Jason Peters on either your active roster or your practice squad. Practice squad would then also be a money issue because you can't really give him more than the vet minimum basically for the practice squad, which is way less than the normal vet minimum. So who do you cut to make room for Jason Peters on this Cowboys roster? Let me know in the comment section. Final couple names for me. You could cut Josh Ball. I would be a little bit surprised if they did that. What you could do is move Matt Letzko to IR. Now, I don't know if he would get the surgery at that point, which would sign him for the year, but he does need shoulder surgery, whether it is now or later on in the year. Worst case, you put him on IR. You could bring him back after 4 weeks if the tackle spot remains problematic. John Ridgeway could be an IR stash. There aren't that many guys I think you really want to cut. You did go pretty deep along your defensive line. Got 11 guys there. Could you try to trade a Terrell Basham late in the process? I think that numbers game on the roster is a little bit complicated, but I'm sure the Cowboys could find a way to make that all work in the end. So we'll wait and see in terms of when Peter signs, what's he get if he signs, but I do think it happens. If I had to go one way or the other, I think 75, 80%. He signs 3 stars out of the 4. So we'll wait and see who gets cut, etc. We'll be live again tomorrow. Cowboys Report live back at you on Monday. Hit that big red button and subscribe for all your free videos. All right, bonus Olivia cameo before we go. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Dallas Cowboys Report. Hit that big red button. Can you say bye, Olivia, or do you just want to go to sleep? It's kind of nap time. Say bye. Bye. Hit that big red button, guys.